Coming up on Chris 6 Sunrise, today marks 20 years since Hurricane Katrina hit the Gulf Coast. Why some FEMA workers were let go in the wake of the anniversary.
Plus, the mayor of Corpus Christi headed to the state capitol to discuss water projects. Why state leaders want to see progress when it comes to our water dilemma.
I'm Ana Conejo in Flower Bluff, looking into how some churches in the Coastal Bend area are stepping up security after a deadly church shooting up in Minneapolis.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Chris 6 Sunrise. Thank you so much for waking up with the Hoffmans. I'm Michelle Hoffman.
And I'm Brian Hoffman. Guess what? It is Friday, and we haven't done that whole dance-off thing in a very long time. And guess what? Miss Julia Quaid never dances for us, except when it's in commercial break or before shows. She boogies down. Her dance moves, oh, so much more trendy than mine. Go ahead. Oh, no.
He's getting shy.
All right. Let's talk about traffic instead, shall we?
Yeah. So for that traffic flow, things are looking pretty good right now heading out the door. You're never going to put me on the spot to dance, Brian, never. You're not going to do that to me on air. But in terms of heading out the door right now, you can see heading on Ocean Drive, down the SPID and on Saratoga, all three of those roadways are moving pretty well for you heading out the door to get your Friday morning started. Moving on over towards Flower Bluff, looking at also pretty clear and smooth moving traffic flow heading on Waldron Road and on Flower Bluff Drive. As you get a little bit closer towards the gate, NES Corpus Christi, you can see a little bit of a slower speed that you're going to see heading in that direction. But other than that, most of our roadways right now, heading out the door in Flower Bluff, you're looking at pretty easy driving conditions. Now moving on over towards the JFK Causeway, going to and from the island. Again, things are moving pretty smoothly. So heading out the door, if you get that morning started a bit early right now, you're looking at pretty easy and smooth driving conditions across most of our roadways here in the Coastal Bend. Giving a quick update on what we can expect weather-wise today. Not looking at conditions being too different from what we experienced yesterday. Once again, going to see those high temperatures reaching back up towards those upper 90s. But we do have some changes on the way as we look ahead towards your Labor Day weekend, specifically on your Sunday as our rain chances return. More details on that coming up.
Julia, thank you so much. So Corpus Christi leaders traveled to Austin this week to discuss water projects with the state, including the Inner Harbor Desalination Project. Councilwoman Carolyn Vaughn and Mayor Paulette Guajardo were joined by Senators Adam and Chuy Hinojosa, Representative Denise Villalobos, and Nueces County Judge Connie Scott. Vaughn said she made it clear the Inner Harbor project is too expensive and the city needs more money to make it work. Neighborhood News reporter Suzanne Stevens also got word from the mayor.
There was quite the emphasis on moving the project forward and how much they would like to see it move forward, because it is critical not only to the city of Corpus Christi, the region, and the 7 counties we serve, but they also said the entire state of Texas.
Council is expected to take up further funding for the Inner Harbor Desalination Plant again next Tuesday. And if you want to know more about our water struggles, check out our full water special, Running Dry, on our YouTube page.
Turning to our national headlines now, today marks 20 years since Hurricane Katrina struck the Gulf Coast. It's the costliest natural disaster in U.S. history. More than 1,800 people killed in these storms, and there was more than $100 billion in damage. Even 2 decades after the historic storm, several areas, including St. Bernard Parish in Louisiana, they're still working on recovering. Earlier this week, dozens of current FEMA employees signed a public letter to Congress highlighting their concerns about the agency's ability to even do its job this hurricane season amid funding cuts and layoffs. Those employees have now been put on leave.
Today marks the end of a tariff exemption on low-value goods coming into the United States. The exemption, known as the de minimis exemption, allows packages worth less than $800 to come into the U.S. duty-free. From now on, purchases entering the U.S. will be subject to their origin country's applicable tariff rate. As a result of the change, postal services from more than a dozen countries say they will pause shipping to the United States. Scripps News Group's Nathaniel Reed will join us at 6:12 to break down the change. And a memorial was held Thursday morning in Minneapolis to mourn the lives lost in the shooting at Annunciation Catholic School. 2 children aged 8 and 10 were killed, and 17 other victims were injured when a shooter opened fire during a morning mass. Authorities said that 1 adult and 5 children remain in critical condition in local hospitals. Police said the shooter died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. 3 firearms have been recovered, and police said the gunman acted alone.
I'm Ana Conejo in Flower Bluff, looking into how some churches in the Coastal Bend area are stepping up security after a deadly church shooting up in Minneapolis. Rock City Church in Flower Bluff is putting safety first, with a trained security team, constant communication with law enforcement, locked doors during services, double door protection for kids, and 24/7 surveillance cameras. Executive Pastor Jeff Paynon emphasizes creating a secure space. Corpus Christi Police Department also offers off-duty officers for added church security.
Well, the City of Corpus Christi's Municipal Court is kicking off their Warrant Resolution Month on Monday. For the entire month, neighbors can address their active warrants for traffic citations, code enforcement violations, and Class C misdemeanors. If you happen to have an outstanding citation or warrant, the city urges you to appear in person or make a payment arrangement online. The Municipal Court is open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. with extended hours on Thursdays.
Hey there, good morning and happy Friday. We made it to the end of our work week here with the holiday weekend right around the corner here. So with that, in terms of our weather forecast, we'll be looking at things kind of staying consistent from yesterday into today, and at least for the first part of your holiday weekend on your Saturday as well. Rain chances are set to come back to the forecast for us beginning on Sunday. But before we go ahead and get into that, let's go ahead and get started in terms of what you can expect heading out the door. Right now here in Corpus Christi, waking up to a temperature of 81 degrees, 79 degrees, I should say, over in Beeville, 84 right now over in Rockport, 79 degrees your temperature over in Alice, and 77 in Kingsville. All across the coastal bend, looking at our wind speeds going a little bit of a breezier pace, less calm as we saw them yesterday morning, going upwards nearby 5 to maybe 13 miles an hour right now over in Port Aransas. But in terms of our temperatures here in the coastal bend, we're looking at a pretty much of a warmer start for us today compared to yesterday. All across our neighborhoods here, looking at anywhere between 3 or even up to 4 degrees warmer here in the coastal bend in terms of our temperatures, a little bit more higher due to this moisture increase that's just leading towards a hotter morning and eventually a hot afternoon on the way for us later on today. Looking at our hour-by-hour forecast, again, mostly sunny skies, not much for any cloud cover throughout the morning, and that will any little cloud cover that is in our skies this morning will continue to dissipate as we head towards this afternoon. And already by lunchtime, we'll be having those temperatures reaching into those mid-90s. So if already by 12 o'clock we're sitting at 95 degrees, that lets you know that we're going to be in for a very hot day here in the coastal bend, not only for our air temperatures, but also for our feel-like temperatures. Later on, around 2, 3 o'clock this afternoon, across the coastal bend, having our feel-like temperatures and heat index values reaching nearby 110 degrees. So that's right nearby that line where, of course, if we hold 110 degrees or more for 2 hours or more, that's what triggers us to have a heat advisory go into effect. So whether we get that or not, though, this heat is still considered to be dangerous, and we'll still have those heat risk values anywhere between major or up to that extreme risk. So it's going to be at level 3 out of 4 or level 4 out of 4 in terms of our heat danger lasting into tomorrow on to our Saturday. Finally, having a decrease of that heat danger ahead for us on our Sunday, and the prime cause of that is going to be that frontal boundary returning back to us here in the coastal bend, at least nearby enough to have all this moisture to then spark up rainfall activity coming into the forecast beginning late on Sunday, then carrying on over onto your Labor Day on your Monday as well. Rain chances will stick around in the forecast early in your work week next week too, but will start to dwindle off as you head towards the midweek on your Wednesday, and then by the time you reach to your Thursday, rain chances will start to look a little less likely ahead at that time. But again, right now, starting off with those hotter temperatures going back up towards those upper 90s under mostly sunny skies. Make sure you please practice that heat safety, especially if you plan on heading out towards the beaches. Of course, our UV index values will be pretty high, and again, rain chances coming in early next week.
So that tariff exemption on low-cost and low-valued goods is set to end today. Scripps News Group's Nathaniel Reed will join us after the break and explain how this can affect you. Welcome back, Coastal Bend. 6:12 is your time on this Friday morning as we're taking a beautiful look from our SPID Skycam. We're going to check in with meteorologist Julia Quady with a look at the rest of the roadways plus the weather. But first, we have some national news to get to.
Yes, today marks the end of a tariff exemption on low-value goods coming into the United States, and that means all items imported into the U.S. with a value of $800 or less will no longer have duty-free status. Now, to break this down, Scripps News Group Nathaniel Reed joins us from Washington.
Hey, good morning, Nathaniel. Great to see you, sir. This could affect many people, including those with family members in other countries. Will they still be allowed to send their mail to their families overseas? And if you're anything like the Hoffmans, we do a lot of online shopping. Just how much might this hit our pocketbooks?
Yeah, good morning, Hoffmans. And look, I hate to be the bearer of bad news here, but it's not just overseas. It's our southern border as well. Mexico is one of the many countries that is suspending shipments to the U.S., at least temporarily, because of concerns about what this new de minimis exemption is going to look like. This $800 exemption, which we've known for many, many years, allows you to online shop, order things from Mexico, order things from Canada, order things from the U.K., all other countries across the world, and not have to worry about a tariff bill when those items get delivered. Now that this exemption has been removed by the Trump administration, it's a whole different world. To be clear, there's a number of countries that have paused shipments to the United States just because of uncertainty here. Mexico, Germany, United Kingdom, Japan, Australia, Italy, France, all saying, among other countries, about 30 total, that they're going to press pause on sending items to the United States, partial shipments, because they just don't know how this is going to work functionally moving forward. Now, I'm glad that you brought up family that might want to send you a letter or a personal gift or something. Those items for now are exempted. So anything with a value under $100, that's a gift, that you're allowed to ship from overseas into the United States. Also, things like mail, regular letters, a wedding invitation, quinceañera invite, those sorts of things are totally fine. Those are still able to be processed by various mail services. But I mean, this is a serious sticker shock. If you guys shop on Etsy like I do, order, let's say, a poster from the UK or, a wedding invitation from overseas, letterpress is a very pretty way to go. That sort of item could cost you a whole lot more money or possibly not even be shippable to the U.S. right now, simply because a lot of these countries just in wait-and-see mode to see what this is going to turn out like, to understand what the implications are moving forward. Now, to be clear, even though this was put into place by President Donald Trump, this was actually a rule that was first proposed in the final days of the Biden administration. So interesting to see that there is apparently bipartisan support for this kind of decision to remove this exemption for goods under $800 coming into the United States. Of course, those important caveats there about personal mail or sending gifts from overseas or other countries into the United States. But again, a huge change for a lot of people. That change took effect at midnight overnight.
Yeah, good to know, Nate. Thank you so much.
Yeah, a lot to take in, sir. I hope you have a great weekend. Great talking to you.
You as well.
Hey there, good morning, happy Friday. We made it to the end of our work week with the weekend, the holiday weekend specifically right around the corner here. So with that, in terms of our forecast, things are going to look too different from what we experienced yesterday. Still looking at that trend of higher temperatures reaching into those upper 90s under mostly sunny skies. Feel like temperatures also ranging nearby 110 degrees as we approach the afternoon hours as well. But let's go ahead and take a look at our planner here where we're going to see not much rainy cloud cover throughout the early part of this morning. Looking at mostly sunny skies and then full-blown sunny conditions as we head towards this afternoon. Going to see a quick increase with our temperatures reaching nearby 92 degrees already by midday at 11 o'clock this morning, and then reaching nearby 96 degrees around 1 o'clock this afternoon. So you can already see by this track I'm already reaching into the upper 90s by 1 o'clock this afternoon. Air temperatures are going to be increasing very quickly, eventually reaching to our high of 99 degrees here in Corpus Christi. But like I mentioned, that's not even the worst part in terms of that heat being really oppressive for us today. Feel like temperatures will be well above that, reaching nearby 110 degrees. So for that reason, we'll see that heat risk continue to be reaching into that major or even extreme risk for areas a little bit south of Flowerton and Cotulla. We will see improvements ahead for us a little bit going towards your Saturday. Still majority of the coastal band, at least inland portions of it, under that major to extreme risk of heat danger. But then reaching towards your Sunday, starting to see that gap kind of shrink a bit in terms of those major and extreme heat risk dangers there. And that's going to be tied towards our rain chances increasing, looking ahead towards your Sunday and leading towards your Labor Day holiday on Monday. So of course, if these these type of conditions may call you towards the beach. Here's what you can expect in terms of your beach forecast. I implore you to please wear that sunscreen, lather that up if you plan on going to the beach today or tomorrow. Looking at pretty decent wind speeds going around 10 to 20 miles an hour. Looking at low surf around 1 to 3 feet, and of course rip currents will be low risk, so you'll be looking at pretty safe beach conditions heading out towards those beaches ahead for us this weekend. But in terms of when days you want to go to the beach, maybe your best day will be today and tomorrow on your Saturday. Rain chances will begin to enter the forecast as you look ahead towards your Sunday for your Labor Day weekend, and leading to even greater rain chances ahead for us on your Monday. So even barbecue plans not looking super promising on your Sunday or your Monday. But thankfully on the timing of this rainfall right now is looking to come in a little bit later on your Sunday. So maybe an early beach run early on your Sunday morning or early Sunday afternoon may be okay. But just so you want to watch your radar, because things could start to develop depending on the speed of that frontal boundary approaching us here in the coastal bend, leading towards that increase in our rain chances again onto your Sunday, leading towards your Monday to the early part of next week. So looking at your 7-day forecast here, again, continue with that trend of hotter temperatures under mostly sunny skies today and tomorrow before our rain chances enter the forecast early next week.
Well, hey, it's the early start of Labor Day weekend, folks, which means some of you may be heading out on a road trip this weekend. Coming up on Sunrise, we have a look at the cheapest prices around the coastal bend to make your car and your wallet go a little further. Welcome back, folks. It is Friday, and it's the early start to your Labor Day weekend as well. Some of you might be taking some road trips or driving around. Maybe time to fill up that tank. Don't worry, though. I have a look at the cheapest prices around town. Some of them may surprise you, too. Let's start off with a look at the national average. So, according to GasBuddy, our national average is $3.20. That's up by 7 cents since Monday. As for Texas, we're doing better. $2.80 is the average, and that's up by 5 cents since Monday. Here in Corpus Christi, surprisingly, we've actually gone down. The cheapest price I was able to find, $2.50 at the Murphy Express right there next to Walmart on Flower Bluff Drive in Flower Bluff, and that's down by 14 cents since Monday. Huge drop. As for our Portland friends, you're looking about the same too. $2.51 at the Murphy USA. That's also right next to Walmart, of course, over there in Portland. And that had a drop of 13 cents since Monday. As for the island, cheapest price is $2.62 at the Circle K. That's when you first get onto the island from Flower Bluff. And of course, that is on Aquarius Street. As always, if you can find cheaper prices than these guys, because sometimes they do fluctuate in the middle of the day, definitely stop and fill up while you can.
Alrighty, good morning. I'm taking a live look outside now from our first Community Bank Skycam atop the USS Lexington, where you can see that traffic flow is looking pretty good on both the New and Old Harbor bridges there under now mostly clear skies for us early this morning. Any little cloud cover that is in our skies right now is going to slowly dissipate, allowing for mostly sunny skies as we head towards this afternoon. And as you can see, our temperatures are already reaching towards those lower 80s already this morning. So of course, it's going to indicate you're definitely going to have to want to have that air conditioning up on full blast this morning, and certainly as we head towards this afternoon. Let's go ahead and take a look at those traffic flow maps though to see what you can expect on the roadways heading out the door to start you out for this Friday morning. Heading on Ocean Drive down to SPID and on Saratoga, all three of those roadways are looking pretty clear for the start of your Friday morning commute. Heading on over now towards Flower Bluff, you can see things are all clear heading on Waldron Road and on Flower Bluff Drive. As per usual, as you get a little bit closer towards the gate at NAS Corpus Christi, looking at a bit of a mixture of a small slowdown there with some medium speed that you might encounter, and then heading on towards the JFK Causeway going to and from the island, again looking at pretty easy and smooth driving conditions to head out the door to get you started on this Friday morning. That's it for Traffic Report. With details of the forecast coming up.
Crews break ground. I'm Melissa Trevino in Bend Bolt, taking a closer look at a multi-million-dollar construction project, adding a new wing to the elementary school.
Now, weather on the 6s.
Hey there, good morning, happy Friday, and welcome back. Taking a live look outside now from our Snoopy Spear Skycam, sponsored by CCAC. You can see a little bit of lingering cloud cover under those mostly clear skies early this morning. Can't see any hints of that sunrise just quite yet, but it'll be sure to come over the next few minutes or so. In terms of those conditions heading out the door to get your Friday morning started, it is already off towards a very warm and muggy start across the coastal bend, having our temperatures mostly reaching already into those lower 80s, maybe even mid 80s for areas that are along the coast. So that of course indicates that for already off towards a very warm morning that things are definitely going to heat up as we head towards this afternoon. So let's go ahead and get into that forecast, going ahead and take a look at what you can expect today at a glance here. Like I mentioned, things are already warm for us this morning, so we can expect those conditions to quickly warm up by this afternoon with lots of sunshine, temperatures reaching into those upper 90s. Feel like temperatures will also range back up towards those 110 values. So of course that's going to mean we'll be right there nearby that cusp of that criteria where heat alerts could be necessary, but we need to hold at least that feel like temperature of 110 degrees for at least 2 hours or more to get that heat alert, specifically that heat advisory. But either way, that heat's still going to be considered dangerous. And you can tell in terms of our worsening heat danger now going up towards that major or towards the extreme risk, especially for inland portions of the coastal bend. But right now, taking a look at conditions heading out the door to get your morning started. Like I said, things are already off towards a very warm and muggy start. Inland neighborhoods seeing with their temperatures into those upper 70s, lower 80s to even mid 80s for areas that are along the coast nearby Rockport over in Ingleside. So again, that moisture and humidity already doing its thing in terms of its effect, causing our air temperatures already to increase to the ranges that they're sitting at right now early this morning. Eventually, like I said, reaching an afternoon high temperature of 99 degrees here in Corpus Christi under those mostly sunny skies. So that heat and humidity is still going to be at play, causing our air temperatures to reach as high as they will this afternoon, along with our feel like temperatures going up to nearby 110 degrees. So worsening heat risk in store for us today that's going to last into tomorrow and your Saturday as well. Majority of the coastal bend still under that major to extreme heat risk all across our inland portions of the coastal bend or inland counties. But things will start to improve ahead for us as we look towards your Sunday. That's going to be tied towards our rain chances that will be entering back into the forecast beginning on our Sunday. But before we go ahead and get into that, let's actually quickly go over our beach conditions for this weekend. If those beaches call out to you for today or on your Saturday, things will be looking pretty favorable for you. You just want to make sure you're wearing that sunscreen, at least SPF 30 or more, because things will still be hot for us. We're still going to be reaching near those 90s for our afternoon high temperatures. Winds will be coming in around 10 to 20 miles an hour. Got that low surf only going anywhere between 1 to 3 feet. And of course, thankfully, looking at low risk for any rip currents. So pretty easy and calm beach conditions to head out towards that for us today or looking ahead towards your Saturday. But got some changes coming in beginning on your Sunday and leading towards your Labor Day on Monday. We'll see that frontal boundary coming back towards us here in the coastal bend, triggering our rain chances to come back into the forecast beginning late on Sunday. So maybe some beach conditions will be decent enough. But of course, if you hear any rumbles of thunder, especially along the coast, you want to make sure you head inside. But just maybe keep an eye on the radar on the timing of when our showers will start to begin on Sunday if you want to take a chance and head out towards those beaches or have any outdoor activities on your Sunday. But again, rain chances will enter the forecast because of this frontal boundary that will make its way back down south to us here in the coastal bend. We'll also see a bit of a return of our winds switching up towards less of a southeasterly flow as they are right now, adding towards that moisture and humidity and giving us back a bit of a northeasterly wind. So more of drier air coming back into the mix in our forecast, giving us cooler temperatures ahead for us early next week. But taking a look at our tropical outlook here, we still have that same tropical wave forecasted to make its way across the Atlantic here from the west coast of Africa with a 20% chance of formation over the next 7 days. So just an area of interest that we're still monitoring here along with the National Hurricane Center, but nothing to be concerned about for us right now here at home. Right now, all our forecasters calls for is just more of that heat and sunshine, temperatures reaching to those upper 90s before things cool down with our rain chances returning early next week.
Alrighty, Julia, thank you. Now, folks, if you're still trying to figure out what to do this Labor Day weekend, you're in luck because coming up, we have a look at what's going on around town in this week's Coastal Bend weekend.
Now, the local events and fun things to do. It's Coastal Bend Weekend with the Hoffmans.
Well, this Labor Day weekend, say goodbye to that weekend routine and hello to soaking up some fun.
The adventure begins right here in your neighborhood on North Padre Island.
Paddle for Parkinson's is back and making a big splash for its 15th year, with more than 100 people expected to participate.
Join the floating festivities this Saturday at 9 a.m. at Billish Park Boat Launch, all for a special cause.
Over the last 15 years, $183,000 has been raised from the events, all benefiting local Parkinson's support groups.
When the founder of this event, Ramona Singletary, thought of doing this, her brother has Parkinson's, and there were no support groups for families. There was not much information on how to care for someone with Parkinson's. So all this funding has gone to support family members who are caregivers.
The Roots, a 2.5-mile loop, perfect for beginners and seasoned paddlers alike.
Any Everything human-powered is welcome. Kayaks, canoes, paddle boards, you name it.
Not feeling the float? No worries. All you landlubbers can enjoy live music, smoking barbecue, and a lighthearted awards ceremony.
You can sign up to join online or show up the day of.
Shifting gears, for more fun on dry land and a good cause, speed on over to the South Texas Race Ranch.
They're hosting a benefit concert all weekend long, so make sure you check out our website for the schedule.
General admission is $20 and a weekend pass will run you $55. 20% of all proceeds will benefit the Community Foundation of Texas Hill Country, supporting the flood victims in Kerrville.
And if you're ready to pitch in for a purpose, don't miss tonight's charity softball game. Driscoll Children's Hospital takes on Ronald McDonald House at Whataburger Field.
All the money raised goes to the winning charity. Pitch for a Cause starts at 6:30 tonight.
And get ready to roll out the red carpet, Coastal Bend. The Corpus Christi 7-day film screening is premiering this Sunday at the Alamo Draft House, and it's sure to be a real treat.
Local filmmakers took on a lights, camera, deadline challenge to turn their visions into big screen magic, all in just 7 days.
If you want to see what cinematic surprises they cook up under pressure, you can.
Doors open at 12:15 p.m. sharp, and the screening starts right on time.
And if you want to make a splash and find other fun events floating around in your neighborhood, head to our website, KrisTV.com.
And of course, folks, if you want to see your event featured on a future Coastal Bend Weekend segment, make sure you send us a message.
Hey there, good morning. Happy Friday. We made it to the end of our work week here with the holiday weekend right here in sight. So in terms of our conditions here in the Coastal Bend, things aren't going to look too different from what we experienced yesterday. Still looking at mostly sunny skies all throughout the morning, and as we head towards this afternoon, going to see our temperatures really quickly increase up to those upper 80s, approaching those low 90s already around midday. Well into the afternoon, going to see those temperatures reaching into those upper 90s, eventually having our afternoon high temperature of 99 degrees here in Corpus Christi. Feel like temperatures will also range back up nearby 110 degrees. So of course that's going to trigger our heat risk to be in that dangerous zone for us yet again today, reaching anywhere between that major to extreme risk for more inland portions of the Coastal Bend. Hopefully going to have some changes on the way beginning on our Sunday as rain chances come back to the forecast. But again, like I mentioned, back up towards those upper 90s for us this afternoon with all that sunshine and all that heat and humidity that will be at play. Conditions will be pretty the same ahead for us on the beginning of your weekend on your Saturday before our rain chances come back for your Labor Day weekend.
From Chris 6, this is 20 minutes of non-stop news.
Welcome back, folks. Thank you so much for joining us for our 20 minutes of nonstop news with the Hoffmans. I'm Brian Hoffman.
And I'm Michelle Hoffman. Now we have plenty of neighborhood news for you this morning, but first let's check in with meteorologist Julia Quady for a look at our roadways this morning. Good morning, Julia.
Hey there. Good morning, you guys. So yeah, in terms of conditions heading out the door, weather-wise, it's already very muggy across the Coastal Bend. Air temperatures already reaching into those lower 80s across most of our neighborhoods. Taking in our view from our sky cam over top SPID, you can see a little bit of lingering cloud cover in our skies. Things will be mostly clear, and that very little cloud cover that we have right now this morning will quickly dissipate, allowing for mostly sunny skies as we head towards this afternoon. Traffic flow moving pretty well on SPID, going to and from in both directions there. Let's go ahead and take a look at our traffic flow maps so we can expect on other roadways throughout the area. As on our sky cam, things are moving well in terms of your movement on SPID. You can see that being represented over in Ocean Drive as well as on SPID in Saratoga. Heading on over towards our traffic flow maps here, moving towards Flower Bluff. Traffic flow on Waldron Road is a little bit more mix and a bit of some medium speed that you're going to encounter a bit. All clear though heading on Flower Bluff Drive, and then moving on towards this JFK Causeway going to from the island. Again, looking pretty easy and nice and smooth moving traffic flow for the start of your Friday morning commute. That's it for Traport. With details of your forecast coming up.
Thank you so much, Julia. Appreciate it. So our local leaders traveled to Austin this week to discuss water projects with the state, including the Inner Harbor desal project. Councilwoman Carolyn Vaughn and Mayor Paulette Guajardo were joined by Senators Adam and Chuy Hinojosa, Representative Denise Villalobos, and Nueces County Judge Connie Scott. Mayor Paulette Guajardo told senior neighborhood news reporter Suzanne Stevens that the state made their position perfectly clear.
There was quite the emphasis on moving the project forward and how much they would like to see it move forward, because it is critical not only to the city of Corpus Christi, the region, and the 7 counties we serve, but they also said the entire state of Texas.
There's a lot of context to this story, too. So council is expected to take up further funding for the Inner Harbor desal plant, and that's going to happen again next Tuesday.
With a crucial vote on the future of the Inner Harbor desalination project coming up Tuesday, a coalition of area community groups is urging the City Council to just say no. Hillcrest residents, members of local environmental groups, and community activists gathered at Brooks AME Worship Center to once again speak out against the proposed desal facility. The group described the project as a non-starter that will become a financial burden on Corpus Christi residents. They're also opposed to the facility's proposal, saying brine discharges would create dead zones in Corpus Christi Bay.
We're not saying that we are against desalination, don't get us wrong. We're saying that we're against the desalination at this particular place, this particular position inside of Hillcrest.
Decisions regarding the Inner Harbor desalination project, with an estimated cost of nearly $1.2 billion, was paused by the Corpus Christi City Council, and Tuesday's vote could determine if that project moves forward once again. And folks, if you want to know more about our water struggles, check out our full water special Running Dry on our YouTube page.
Well, from making sure that their place of worship is a safe place for neighbors to breaking ground on a multi-million-dollar project in Jim Wells County, we've got you covered in our neighborhood check-in.
I'm Ana Conejo in Flower Bluff, looking into how some churches in the Coastal Bend area are stepping up security after a deadly church shooting up in Minneapolis. Rock City Church in Flower Bluff is putting safety first, with a trained security team, constant communication with law enforcement, locked doors during services, double door protection for kids, and 24/7 surveillance cameras. Executive Pastor Jeff Paynon emphasizes creating a secure space. Corpus Christi Police Department also offers off-duty officers for added church security.
Cal Allen neighbor Grayson Bearden says the newest gym on the block, Body of Christ Faith and Fitness, is turning heads. Andy Garcia is co-owner and opened the faith-based gym with his teammate Joseph Hogan in June. Residents can expect a high rocks workout with running, strength training, and endurance work. The added bonus, worship music, Bible studies, and group prayers. And the word is spreading quickly. You can see in these videos many residents getting a workout and praising the Lord, which is one thing many are seeing around the Coastal Bend, growth in their faith, which is why places like this will help continue to spread the word, His word, to not only reach their fitness goals, but to work getting closer to Him.
Ben Bolt Palito Blanco Elementary just had a groundbreaking ceremony for this big expansion project they've been planning. The community voted last year to approve an $8 million bond to basically give their school a major upgrade. They're adding 8 new classrooms to the elementary, which is pretty significant for a small district like theirs. The superintendent says they really need the new classrooms. Their current building is from the 1940s. Superintendent Victoria Jocelyn tells me construction of the new wing should be done by early next year. In Ben Bolt, I'm your neighborhood news reporter, Melissa Trevino, KRIS 6 News.
Hey there, good morning, happy Friday. We made it to the end of our work week with the holiday weekend right around the corner here. And with that, our conditions here in the Coastal Bend won't really change just quite yet in terms of what we experienced yesterday, seeing those temperatures reaching back up towards those upper 90s. We're going to be in for more of the same today and for the first half of your holiday weekend on your Saturday. Right now, though, let's go ahead and take a look at our view here from our Snoopy Spear Skycam, sponsored by CCAC. Can make out some hints of that sunrise just now beginning under those mostly clear skies. There's a couple lingering clouds here and there, but again, going to be in for more ample sunshine all throughout the morning and as we head towards this afternoon. And speaking of which, looking at our temperatures and flight temperatures, that humidity is already a factor in terms of where our temperatures are already sitting at this hour, well into those lower 80s across most of our neighborhoods, maybe approaching those mid 80s in areas like Rockport early this morning, sitting at 84 degrees. So of course, it's a key indicator in terms of how things are going to quickly heat up for us as we go over the course of our day. But quickly taking note of our temperature changes in comparison to where we were at this time yesterday, almost a few degrees warmer on the front of that moisture increasing and that humidity really building its way into the forecast right now. Almost looking at anywhere between maybe 1, 3, or even up to 4 degrees warmer at this hour this morning compared to where we were at this point yesterday. Looking at our planner today, like I said, looking at mostly clear skies all throughout the morning and heading towards this this afternoon. Very minimal cloud cover all throughout the day. Temperatures reaching into those lower 90s around 11 o'clock this morning, around midday, and then already approaching 96 degrees by 1 o'clock. So again, we're already talking about at around lunchtime, reaching into the mid-90s. That's already a telltale sign that air temperatures by the later hours this afternoon will be well into those upper 90s, as we are forecasting a high temperature of 99 degrees here in Corpus Christi. Looking at our heat risk, of course, it's going to be still applied in our forecast today, as we're still expecting our feel-like temperatures to be reaching nearby 110 degrees. So heat risk will still be a concern, especially for inland portions of Coastal Bend, anywhere between that major to extreme risk being noted there across those neighborhoods. That's going to be consistent ahead for us tomorrow and our Saturday as well, with improvements ahead beginning on our Sunday as we start to see a little bit more of our rain chances increasing with that next frontal boundary that's going to push on through. Quickly going over our beach weekend forecast in case the beaches call out to you for your holiday weekend here. Today and tomorrow will be your best days probably to go out on those type of trips, as we'll still be looking at pretty promising beach weather with low surf as well as low rip current risk, having those winds clocking anywhere between 20, or I should say 10 to 20 miles an hour rather. But again, just a reminder, those rain chances do come back into the mix on Sunday, hopefully later on Sunday, so maybe just want to keep your eye on the radar for you on the second half of your Labor Day weekend. But even higher increase in our rain chances ahead for us on Monday. We'll also see a decrease in our temperatures going back down towards those lower 90s, also associated with that frontal boundary giving us our rain chances.
Now, 6 things to know before you go.
So today marks the 20-year anniversary since Hurricane Katrina struck the Gulf Coast, the costliest natural disaster in U.S. history. More than 1,800 people killed in these storms, and there was more than $100 billion in damages. Even 2 decades after the historic storm, several areas, including St. Bernard Parish in Louisiana, they're still working to recover. Earlier on this week, dozens of current FEMA employees signed a public letter to Congress highlighting their concerns about the agency's ability to even do its job during this hurricane season amid funding cuts.
Today marks the end of a tariff exemption on low-value goods coming into the United States. The exemption, known as the de minimis exemption, allows packages worth less than $800 to come into the U.S. duty-free. From now on, purchases entering the U.S. will be subject to their origin country's applicable tariff rate. As a result of the change, postal services from more than a dozen countries say they will pause shipping to the United States until they can get more clarity on the new rules. And they include Japan, France, Germany, the UK, and Italy, among others.
Federal Reserve Governor Lisa Cook is suing President Donald Trump. Thursday's lawsuit marks the beginning of a landmark legal battle over what she calls Trump's, quote, unprecedented and illegal efforts to remove her from the central bank. Trump has sought to remove her over allegations of mortgage fraud. Cook is seeking a declaration that her firing is, quote, unlawful and void, end quote, and that the allegation of mortgage fraud is not cause for removal. Cook, again, has not been charged with any crime.
The Texas State Aquarium is getting a major upgrade to help wildlife during disasters. They received a gas generator thanks to HaltCat. The generator will power the surgical suite, marine mammal rehab pool, and turtle hospital during hurricanes and severe weather. As Texas's largest coastal wildlife rescue facility, the aquarium can now stay operational to save displaced and injured animals when they need help most.
Well, the Nueces County Mobile Clinic will make a stop in Robstown today. It'll be over at the Robstown Transfer Station from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. The mobile clinic offers free health screenings, childhood immunizations, and flu shots for adults and children who qualify, of course. No appointments are necessary.
And just a reminder, the Department of Public Safety's Operation Care is in full effect, and that means now through Monday, DPS troopers will be on the lookout for speeders, suspected drunk drivers, and drivers who aren't complying with the Move Over, Slow Down law. Operation Care stands for Crash Awareness Reduction Effort.
So Labor Day sales are bringing up some big discounts for September. Scripps News Group's reporter John Matarese breaks down where to find the best deals.
If you're gearing up for fall, September is the perfect time to shop. Labor Day sales are now underway with big savings on grills, appliances, and other big ticket items. Plus, you've got great end of summer clearance sales as well.
Angela Peterson and her boyfriend need a new kitchen.
Mainly a microwave and a fridge and a stove. So, yeah, those are the 3.
They came to Home Depot at a great time.
So it's a French front store, and then you have your deep freeze down here as well.
Manager Katie Eliason says Labor Day brings one of the biggest appliance sales in months.
It's currently $17.98. Originally was $3,599.
Plus bonus cash.
And this is on top of some of the sale prices?
You can save $100, $250, up to $450 when you're buying multiple appliances at the same time.
Samantha Gordon with Consumer Reports says these sales may be the best so far this year.
Some of these prices are actually a little bit better than they were for Memorial Day and July 4th.
She advises consumers take advantage of deals on big ticket items while they last.
With Labor Day at the very beginning of the month, those sales tend to continue into the first week, maybe the first 2 weeks into the month. They tend to be extended, especially with mattresses.
And if you're still in the market for back-to-school items, Gordon suggests taking advantage of those deals while you can.
Back to school sales really do continue on until about mid-September typically. So we're still seeing a lot of sales around tech items like laptops and headphones and printers.
Retailers are now stocking the shelves with holiday items, so keep an eye out for early holiday discounts in October. You can scan this QR code for the best deals tracked by Consumer Reports. Meantime, if you need a new grill for your end-of-summer cookout,
We have a sales ranging from $50 all the way up to $200.
the sales are sizzling, so you don't waste your money. John Matteries, Scripps News Group.
So, Chris 6 News, as you know, has teamed up with the Gulf Coast Humane Society for the Clear the Shelter initiative.
Yes, so all month we've featured some of the pets that you can bring home, and this morning we want to introduce you to Bonita.
Bonita Supreme.
Yeah, Bonita is a 5-year-old Staffordshire Terrier mix, and she's a big girl with an even bigger heart. Bonita does suffer from mast cell tumors, but that doesn't stop her. She needs a family, though, that will give her all the love and attention she deserves. So make sure you stop by the Gulf Coast Humane Society today and meet Bonita.
Oh, cute face. Well, hey, on to what's trending, folks. Taco Bell has announced its new Decades Y2K menu. That's a blast from the past. Starting in September, the 9th, customers will be able to enjoy the return of 5 classic menu items. They include the double-decker taco, you remember those, 7-layer burrito, chili cheese burrito, the Cool Ranch Doritos Locos taco, and the caramel apple empanada. That one's my favorite. In addition, the fast food chain is adding a new Discovery Luxe box. Ooh. Super excited to try some of those from my childhood. I always like the grilled stuffed burritos from Taco Bell. And you cannot go to Taco Bell and not get a Baja Blast. You just can't. It's illegal. They actually write you a ticket right at the door.
No, it's very believable.
No, it's not.
For clarification, it is not illegal.
No, it's not. I am joking.
Some people take things very, very literally,
Yeah.
so we just have to be careful.
I'm very sarcastic. My apologies. Sorry.
So I take it you're a huge Taco Bell fan.
I was back then.
What?
Honestly, I haven't been to Taco Bell in probably like 5 or 6 years.
Oh, wow, it's a
I
long
haven't
time.
been in years,
Yeah.
too.
And honestly, the Baja Blast is primarily what I go there for.
Mhm.
Yeah. Is
So
it?
do you still partake even though you don't go there anymore? No. No? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, man, you miss it?
I do. I may go try the new Baja Blast flavor. We had that
The
on.
purple one?
We
yeah,
did
the purple one.
drive by.
We did drive
and
by.
we were considering
Yeah.
stopping.
So is it going to be weather that is going to say yes, go get that Baja Blast today, or should I wait?
Well, it's a cool drink, yes?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
then yeah, for sure. You'll definitely need that cool drink today and tomorrow for your Labor Day weekend, as that heat's going to continue to be on the hotter side. It's still going to really feel like summer for us here in the Coastal Bend. Air temperatures still going to reach towards those upper 90s once again by this afternoon, under lots of sunshine all throughout the day today. Feel like temperatures will also range nearby 110 degrees, so that's going to correlate to why we're still experiencing that extreme and worsening heat risk and heat danger in the forecast for us today. That's going to linger ahead for us tomorrow as well. So things will be feeling pretty spicy for the start of your Labor Day weekend, if your Labor Day weekend starts for you today or tomorrow. Either way, it'll still be hot today and tomorrow, no matter what. So let's go ahead and get into all this means for your dog walking forecast. In terms of our star for today, we got Mr. Bean here. Mr. Bean heading out the door. We'll be experiencing some muggy and warm conditions right now. Can't really escape that at any point of the day today, but I can tell you conditions will get worse and more uncomfortable. So you definitely want to get that done sooner rather than later, because temperatures right now are going to be the best that they'll get all throughout the day today. Already reaching to those lower 80s here at 8 o'clock this morning, upper 80s by 10 and 11, and also by lunchtime, having temperatures in the mid-90s as a clear indicator how hot things are going to get for us as we go throughout the course of our day, heading towards this afternoon. So really implore you to get that dog walk done either early in the morning or late in the evening to hopefully give you some reprieve from this intense heat they'll be feeling later on this afternoon. Expecting an afternoon high temperature, 99 degrees here in Corpus Christi, under again mostly sunny skies, that moisture and humidity adding towards why our feel like temperatures will be ranging nearby 110 degrees. So like I mentioned, that heat risk is going to continue to worsen for us, kind of expanding towards eastern counties here in the coastal bend, at least under that major to extreme risk of heat danger. That's going to stick around ahead for us tomorrow and our Saturday, with improvements ahead on our Sunday, kind of shrinking down with that major risk to only some small splotches here and there in our inland neighborhoods and counties here. So again, things will get a bit better for us as our rain chances start to increase and look better ahead for us on your Sunday. So looking at our weekend beach forecast, the beach is calling out to you, looking at pretty nice conditions for that, looking at low surf, low rip current risk there too, and taking a look now at your 7-day forecast. Beach weather, it's going to be good today and tomorrow, but you may want to keep an eye on that forecast if you have any outdoor activities on your Sunday, as that frontal boundary is going to give us our rain chances beginning then. It's going to lead to early part of next week.
Thank you so much, Julia. I appreciate it, and I appreciate you. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Have a great Labor Day weekend. See you next week.